Hey guys, on this episode we're going to be talking about 417 visas, what you need to do to come to Australia for a year. You can stay for 2 years and we'll talk about what you need to do to that, and even 3 years. I don't know if you've got it in you to do 3 years. That's a lot of farming. A lot of farming. No, not for me. Anyway, we're going to talk about things you're going to need. Just essentials like a MEDICARE card, tax file number and all that goodness. Stay tuned.
Don't wanna have to wait tonight.
Good morning.
Better off. I'm gonna find
Hey
my way
guys, my
tonight.
name's Gareth. This is my
Wait
vlog.
tonight.
I ain't the girl vlog. Let's go on. Let's go.
We'll make a new tomorrow. One night to find the answer. What makes this heart beat faster?
I'm from the United Kingdom. I'm 29. I am from a little town called Wigan. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's not really got much. Oh, I can't really say that. I'll offend everyone from Wigan. I grew up in Wigan, so if you grew up in Wigan, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very interesting place, but it does have the best meat and potato pies in the world. Let it be known. Galloway's. Please sponsor me. How would you just like happen to be passing through and you have to hop off one train onto another because there'd never be a reason for you to stop there? Just jump into Galloway's across the road and get a meat and potato pie. I don't know why I'm plugging meat and potato pies right now, but I am. They are really good. Yeah, so I decided I'd come to Australia and just have some fun really. And in that process, I met Sam. Sam, introduce yourself, pal.
You suck.
Sorry guys, I put her on the spot with this. I didn't really tell her this was going to happen because she gets, you just know it's coming. I mean, I'm not comfortable in front of a camera, but Sam isn't either, so.
I'm behind the camera.
She's behind the camera. You'll hear her laugh a lot actually throughout the vlog, but I thought it was really, really important when making friends and making memories that you incorporate the people around you who are helping you make your work beautiful, you know? So here we are. Anyway, Sam, hello.
Hi.
How old are you, Sam?
You want me to tell everyone how old I am?
Make me feel young.
Okay, just to make you feel young. I'm currently 33.
33. And where are you from, Sam?
Australia.
Australia. Australia. Cool.
This is not going in.
This is so going in. It's so going in. How do you get a visa? That is a very good question. So if you are, I don't want to get this wrong because it's kind of important that I get it right. I believe it's if you are under 30 years old. Actually, It is. If you're under 30 years old and you are in the UK right now and you want to do a gap year or you want to just take a couple of years out, you can apply for a 417 working holiday visa. And that means you can come to Australia for a year initially, and you can work with an employer for 6 months. You can stay with that employer for 6 months and then you have to change employer. It's really important you know that because you're here to holiday. However, finding work is relatively easy and I can post some links on where you can go to find work. I haven't struggled to find work since I got here. No, I've gone from one job
Outside COVID causing some issues.
Yeah, well, COVID's a whole different ball game. I know there's lots of people currently in my situation at the minute going, what do I do? Do I stay? Do I go home? But that's another time for another vlog. But yeah, you can stay for a year. So when you get here, there are a few things that you're just going to want to do straight away. So if you're staying with family or if you're staying in a hostel, I've done both depending on where I've been. You can use the address that you're at to register for certain things. One of the first things I would recommend you get is a MEDICARE card. So although you'll probably get travel insurance, I used Alpha Travel, which was pretty good. It was nice and cheap and it covered me for quite a range of things for 12 months. You can still get a MEDICARE card because you're part of the Commonwealth. And then you can get free healthcare. So when you go to the doctors, you'll ring them up and say, hey, do you bulk bill? Or 9 times out of 10 it will say on on the website that they bulk bill. And that means when you go, you just give your Medicare card, they take your number down, and then they give you treatment. Side note, prescriptions are really fucking expensive. You know, in the UK, we pay like £8 and that's it, you're done to get out the shop. No. Like, you be prepared, you're going to be paying $30, $40 for your prescription, depending on what drugs you get. And also, don't go to the chemist next door to the doctors, because the chemist next door to the doctors is obviously been smoking crack, and they've put the rate so high that what you pay for medication there, you do not pay in other places. You're better off going to...
Chemist Warehouse is probably one of the best.
Chemist Warehouse. Look at that, brah. I've never been there. But Chemist Warehouse, there's a link. The second thing you're going to need, and you can apply for some of this before you get here, by the way, so just get a notepad right now. We'll give you like 30 seconds, grab that notepad. Second one is TFN, a tax file number. So before you start working in Australia, you need a tax file number. It's pretty much a national insurance number, but the Australian equivalent. If you go onto the government website, in the form, you'll be able to get your tax file number. Third thing, doctors. Okay, so doctors don't work like the UK. So it's not the same here. You can go to any doctor, like literally if you Google, where's my nearest doctor? You can go to any one of them. But the really important thing to remember is they need to do bulk billing, especially if you've got that Medicare card. So tax file number, Medicare card, you can use your address from your hostel or whoever you're staying with. Bank account. Okay, this is important. See, it's so different. All of these things that are making me remember the differences between the UK. There are a number of banks here in Australia. I am currently with Commonwealth Bank. They're probably, if you're planning to go rural and you're planning to spend time further out, Commonwealth is probably the most renowned across Australia. If you use your Commonwealth card in an ANZ bank or in a different bank provider, you will be charged for every transaction. I know. I know, it's really bad, hey? So, do a bit of research. If you're planning on staying rural straight away, just have a look what banks are most common in that area. Just because it's easier. And you're also going to want to think about your network provider. This is going to really frustrate you when you get here because, my God, England, we do not realize how lucky we have it. You could be walking down the street and your signal goes and it's gone. And it's gone for a good 3 hours, bro. You just sat there like...
Well, we're a big country.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, true. They're a big country and there's a lot of to fill.
You got your two big ones, which is your Telstra and your Optus.
Yes, Telstra and Optus. The best network, and I've used a couple of them now, I would say personally for me is Telstra. Telstra has probably the best coverage across the country.
Yeah.
I don't think Optus is far behind them, but it's a bit like Virgin Media. You know how they piggyback off the network of EE? They do the same here, but they piggyback off Telstra, I believe.
And Optus.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not because my signal tells me otherwise, bruh. So yeah, sort that out. You need to get that straight away. And the really cool thing is, if you go to like one of the local shops, which is like Coles or Woolworths, you're going to get really familiar with these shops as well. And they're international, let me tell you. But anyway, when you go into those shops, they sell SIM cards right at the front, just like in the UK. But you can get an international one. So my international one, I think I pay around $30 every 2 weeks, which is about £15, which I know sounds quite steep, but hear me out. I get 32 gigabytes of data. I get unlimited messaging. I get calls to the UK included in my package, so I can always ring my mom or you can use FaceTime or whatever else, but it's cool to have it on there. Yeah, so who knew all of this shit you needed to do before you get here, hey? So, we've covered phones, we've covered...
Doctors, Medicare.
Doctors, Medicare.
TFN.
What else do you need?
Travel insurance?
Yeah, I still took out travel insurance because it covers you for so much more. Like, it's great that I've got a Medicare card, and if I really needed it, I could go to the doctor and stuff. But if I needed surgery or if I got robbed or I lost my bags, it's nice to have that cover. So yeah, I'm still insured privately too with them. So do that too. I don't think you're gonna need anything else. Oh, top tip though. I don't really know about the other states because, as I said, I came to Queensland. I did plan to go to Mildura, but COVID-19 stopped that, which is in Victoria. But when you get here, it's not common for you to walk into recruitment agencies. Like in the UK, we just walk in like, here's my CV, brah, I'm ready for a job. Yeah. Here, it's not normal. They'll look at you weird, but I'm going to tell you why it works. Every day when I got here, I would go from my auntie's in the little suburb of Corona Downs, which is maybe 20, 30 minutes out to the city. And I would pack a bag for the day, put a suit on, and for the first 3 hours of the morning, I would literally walk into recruitment agencies and say, hey, brah, my name's Gareth, I'm from the UK, I'm looking for a job. Here's my CV. And what happened because of that is they would usually say, oh, could you take a seat? Can we just catch up? And I had all of these weird meetings in my first week, like taking pictures in exec boardrooms, like, hey, brah. But it really helped me out because instead of looking online, like every other backpacker is going to be doing, it set some really good precedents. The first one was, hey, this guy's in a suit. Why has he walked in? That's not the norm. He's got his CV with him. Don't just walk in with your CV in your hand as well. Like take a little file, make yourself look professional because the market can be hard. Also, if you do drive and you buy a car when you're here or you rent one or whatever you've decided to do, put it on your CV. Remember, in the UK, travel to and from is quite easy. My first job was in Richlands. It's like 40 minutes from the city, and if you don't have a car, there's no way you're really going to work there from where I live.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't even consider you.
There's no public transport.
Yeah, there isn't. Like there is buses and stuff, but not that far out.
No.
Like there'll be buses for that area, and there's buses for the city, and there's buses for my area, but they don't all interlink like back home.
No, you'll most likely have to go into the city and then come back out.
And then you'll never get to, yeah, just put it on your CV.
Just get a car.
Well, if you're wanting to do, get a car. Just get a car. Option one, get a car.
Still a little cheap. A couple $1,000 car, you're fine.
Yeah, to be fair, you don't even need to spend that much. Like I probably spent more than I was planning to on my car, but I saw cars for like maybe $1,500, which works out at around £750. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but trust me, it's going to be a good investment because
if you live in the city and you want to go to the coast, you need to drive to the coast.
Amen.
You go down south or you go up north.
And the best bit is then you can just pull over on the little campsite. Anyway, back to the job front. So go into the agencies, give them your CV, talk about your experience, just be open and friendly, be chatty, just, be yourself more than anything. Have a good time. And then what I did after that, once you've done that in the morning, you've got all that down, get yourself into a bistro, have yourself some poached egg avocado on toast. I literally plugged that for her. Disgusting. Have a poached egg on toast, get yourself a coffee, and then get into your bag, get your outfit off, go to South Bank, which is literally just across the river. Chill all day, bro. I literally was sat in the pub all day getting drunk there. She's been working today. And then I would get a tan, or as tanned as this white ass can be, and then come home, and the next day I just did the same thing. It took me a week to find a job. If you want to stay for 2 years, in your first year, you have to do 88 days specified rural work. I know. That means you gotta go work on a farm, or mining, potentially construction. I know you can.
You have to look into that.
You have to get a white card to do construction. I don't know if it classes as rural. Anyway, if you go onto the Australian government website, it's the imi.gov.au, and you look at visas 417, it tells you all of the jobs which class as specified work. So there's bushfire recovery on there at the moment due to the bushfires that we saw over the summer. You can do farming, you can do fruit picking, you can do picking and packing, you can do working with animals, cows, horses, all of that good stuff you can do. What I would really recommend doing, it's It's easy to find a fruit picking job. Let's just start there. Fruit picking is probably the easiest, but it's also the one you need to be most careful about because some fruit picking is piece rate, which means you could be filling big ass tubs to the brim for like $20. Like, I think that's even being generous. Like, you're not gonna make the money you need. Some people do, like if you really fit and like you're quick and you've got agricultural experience, you do you. You're probably not going to choose fruit picking. Just be careful because some places actually do hourly rate anyway for fruit picking. So it's just about knowing where to go. I would really suggest and recommend having a look at some of the hostels. The hostels direct do find you fruit picking work. As I said, I was supposed to go to Mildura to work on a farm down there, and I was going to stay in a hostel when I was there too. But if you put into Google Australian Backpacker Guide, you can download like a 30-page document that other backpackers before us, well, before me, she's not a backpacker, she's from here, bruh. But before us, got here, and there is so many different recruitment numbers and different seasonal farms, so you know where to go and when to go. But yeah, have a quick look at some of the hostels. There's some in Bundaberg. In fact, if you just type into every town you're in, so say you're in Bundaberg, where they do rum, just put Bundaberg working hostel, and it will bring up all the ones in Bundy. You have to do 88 days. You get your 88 days signed off, and you can apply for your second year. The visa itself, your first year is going to cost you around $400, $458, maybe somewhere around that mark. I'll put, again, it'll be on the EMI website, but I'm just giving you ballpoint figures. And for your second year, you have to pay the same thing. And then if you want a third year, which you can now do, you have to do 6 months rural work in your second year. I ain't doing no third year. I ain't working in no farm for 6 months. And you have to pay the same amount of money for that too. So check it out. If you want to stay here, and when you get here, you're going to want to stay here. Trust me, I don't want to go home. I know that for sure. But it's really cool that you can do it. It's really great that we get this opportunity to be in this country. So that's your visa. I think we've pretty much covered everything. What's your final comment, Sam?
Oh, I ain't got none.
Okay. Bye. This light's so beautiful. Go. Movies be on point. Hey guys, as in we, I really hope you like this video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.
Peace.